main base of the Zerg representing Team Liquid. It is TLO.
With his amazing gameplay and creativity himself, it is Taiwan's Has.
So it seems like Haas is going to get a little crazy over here already, Todd. He's going to go Nexus first at the gold on Odyssey. Even though right now Dr. Dario has still absolutely no idea that this is actually happening. He did scout for cannons, by the way. He realized that he wasn't being cannon rushed. He's been incredibly active scouting around his base, but he has no idea about this gold yet.
Yeah, he even checked the very bottom of the map to see if there was any proxy. There was not. Now, Has is going to have some incredible income because he went for the gold base. Maybe do the same thing, but at a different timing because he's going to have so much gold.
Well, TLO is about to find out what exactly he's up against as these first 4 Zerglings do spot the gold base. Actually gets a probe immediately. Really wants to get that second probe, and he does get it. That's actually pretty decent, Todd, for just 4 Zerglings.
And a robo did go down here from Has, so you can fully expect a prism to be made here. Eventually, as the Twilight Council finishes, we're going to have charge start again. This is what I was talking about here, with Has once again going for a lot of charge loss across the map. The fact that his income is going to be so much superior here with the gold base, you can actually do that at a much earlier timing than otherwise. He already stopped mining gas here. It's going to be a huge commitment to the exact same build that he did last time, just with the gold this time around instead. And this time around, TLO's not going for roaches. He's going for a baning nest, so he's not going to have roaches to kite with. And TLO is just going to destroy that gold base with everything that he can here. All of these links and banes are going to roll right in there. There's no defense left here from Has on that base, and he still has yet to counterattack. He needs to send the Zealots forward on the other side of the map, but TLO is going to be ready. He's only making units right now.
Haas could have warped in a couple of Zealots defensively, but he went for the offense instead. These Zealots run headfirst into a few Banelings. Queens are in decent positions as well. 1 Queen does go down. Few extra Zealots are going to show up, and these are the dangerous Zealots. Does TLO have enough to not straight up die? I think he does, Todd. With some reinforcements, with some Queen micro, I think the German Zerg should be all right here.
He's losing some of these Queens here eventually. The charge loss, Has he's trying to keep them alive here with some nice pickups from the War Prism, which is going really low. Oh my God, just 1 hit away from dying here. Has he's going to be able to get out of there. But the gold base has been ransacked here at this point, and Has's income is just in shambles.
His gold base is wide open. It's safe to say that Haas needs to do more than he's done so far on the other side of the map.
And TLO has had some really good defense here so far. Yeah, having just enough banings as well to do a lot of damage to these Zealots so that the Lynx can finish the job. That one Spore gonna help tremendously. Overcharge across the map here on the one pylon that's pouring out of these buildings, but it's not enough Lynx here to be a real threat.
A lot of the drones did go down this time though, Todd, with Haas splitting up his Zealots a little bit over the natural and the main, also using a little bit of War Prism micro. Suddenly TLO only has 17 drones left. He does have 3 hatcheries. That's not a full wall-off. He could potentially transfer some workers from the main to the gold. I guess he's worried about losing them.
Is that not a full wall-off?
No, I don't think so, right? Actually, I think it is, yeah. I thought maybe between the pilots, but no, you're right. That's why he's not transferring workers. Haas has 22 probes. Imagine if he puts 12 probes at the gold.
Yeah.
Then I don't think TLO can keep up anymore. Oh, this Prism, Todd.
He needs to keep it alive. That's... Has is a bit of a gambler here with this. Oh my God!
No, with 4 Zealots inside of it as well.
That is not good here. He's going to start another War Prism immediately, but at this point, TLO, he should know that he can drone up at least for a little bit before the next Prism comes across the map. There's nothing there. If he can keep those Zealots here towards the middle line, it just requires too many Banelings for TLO to clean this up effectively. All of those Banelings are triggered there, but then there's going to be only Lynx here to counter the rest of the Zealots, which are destroying the third base.
Pretty decent splits there by Haas, as he indeed...
2 base against 2 base?
Yeah, it's actually not all that bad. Obviously, the main of TLO is going to have slightly more resources left because he's been losing quite a few drones inside of his main. But this is awkward. I mean, TLO doesn't have a hive
That main
deck.
base looks hilarious.
It looks very sad and empty. Once upon a time, Todd, there was a beautiful Protoss community there, but there were just no more jobs. A couple of Zealots are going to run forward into Banes again.
Actually.
Yeah, I actually feel
that Banings hit big time, but
this is actually not going that well for TLO. I feel, especially with a little bit of War Prism.
He's trying to go for roaches, but this is a little bit late here. TLO with the transition attempt here has still trading with those Zealots. He's saving a lot of them, and then they're regenerating shields eventually. Has smells blood in the water, so he's going to keep on going forward. TLO in a game that looked like it was super good for him at some point here, might be in a lot of trouble as he loses more and more drones.
Yep, was just never able to establish the economy. He was looking for good pickups there again by Haas. Saves 3 Zealots. Now TLO is still sort of in it because Haas doesn't really have any follow-up either. Haas still being annoyed. How many drones did Haas kill in this game? Must be quite a few by now, right? 24 and 177 Zerglings, while 64 Zealots have gone down. Now it's close to 70. The Queen tries to get the Warp Prism, but it's not going to work. Now the Spore Crawler is going to try to get a Prism, but it lives as well.
Oh my god, and Has, he just keeps going here with these Warpins. As long as he can trade here, those Zealots are expendable.
What a game.
It's like, what? This is WCS? I thought I was playing Mono Battle right there.
This is the most Haas game I've seen in a little while, Todd. I'm loving it. 11 minutes and 32 seconds of pure Zealots with charge. But I actually think that the hey, did he just lose the Warp Prism?
Yeah.
Wow, to that Spore Crawler. So that's the second Prism that went down. That buys a little bit of time for TLO. But TLO doesn't really have an economy, Todd. I mean, neither does Haas, I guess, but soon he will.
He has much more of an economy than TLO right now, that's for damn sure, with all of these probes.
I would really like to see him mine some gas, though. Like, you know,
he's trying to make a point.
What's the point?
It's like when Zenster got Grandmaster on North America, never taking a gas with just loadings and queens. He knows that the onslaught of Zealots is going to keep coming. And at this point, TLO is so broke, like getting enough Banelings to defend against the waves of charge loss coming forward is going to be almost impossible. He starts those too late as well. They're going to get cancelled as the fight begins across the map, and the reinforcing Warp Prism was remade once again.
This is going to be incredibly tough for the German Zerg to survive. Roaches are very good against Zealots, but the numbers are overwhelming right now for the Taiwanese Protoss. As I think, Todd, he is very, very poised and keen to take a 1-0 lead here in his deciding best of 3 of the round of 32. As I just don't think there is any stopping this Protoss army. That's a few too many Zealots. GG, Haas to the death. Now this is a tricky opening coming out of TLO, Todd. It's pool into hatchery, but now he's also getting a gas. Haas is going to scout this. If I would scout this, Todd, I would never do anything else other than a 1-gate Stargate. Because if you open up with a Twilight, there's a good chance he just Roach Ravager rushes you and you're dead. Even against Banelings, it can be very hard to defend. I really feel that Haas right now is forced to open up with a Stargate.
Gas, so Stargates, definitely quite likely. Those go down.
Yeah.
Yes, please. I want to see Haas's Mass Oracle.
This Circling might be able to pick off this probe. The Adept shows up a little bit too late and is kind of slacking on the job as well. So one probe does fall. That's obviously a nice little pickup there for TLO, and he did scout the Stargate as well, which is massive.
Whoa, we got a Phoenix actually on the way.
Could be.
He always does whatever nobody would expect. Yeah. Like the last thing you would expect, that's what he goes for.
He's like, I made Oracles before, it was cool. I'm gonna go back to Phoenixes. I don't know why everybody's copying me these days.
Yeah. I'm gonna show Neeb and Showtime, they have no clue.
But this could also just be that one Phoenix that is supposed to kill Overlords and scout a little bit and then make Oracles behind it, which is something that is obviously very much so in Haas's ballpark. And that seems to be the case. TLO ain't crazy. TLO knows he's playing against the man that made mass Oracles before everybody else did. So there is still a very good chance we'll see Stargate number 2 and perhaps even number 3 go down soon. But there is a Forge going down as well. Okay.
Maybe some cannons here and there, because how many gates he has on?
I think it's just one, right? I think it's 1 gate Stargate.
Yeah, that's crazy, actually. He didn't make Warp Gate at all. It's a Roddy build.
Oh, what a man.
Where's the +1 air weapon?
At the absolute highest level, Todd, saving those 50 minerals and 50 gas can make the difference, and Haas is just proving that right now. Who needs Warp Gate in WCS? Not this man. Wow, that's 3 extra Stargates. All right, so he's going to go to 4 Stargate almost immediately. What a man, Todd. The first 4 Oracles going to show up. They got a Queen. That's about it. Maybe a second Queen is going to go down here if TLO is not careful. But he's actually making Hydra start of a relatively low economy here. This is not that 72, 74 drones that we're used to.
And if TLO like treats this as a standard build and tries and do the timing with Hydralisks, it's going to be hit or miss completely, right? Like if there's enough Oracles and Hash crushes it, then he's basically won the game. But then if TLO going to die basically right away here.
Yeah, they do buy a little bit of time though. One Spore Crawler dies, the second one almost dies. But it seemed like Haas was a little hesitant there, right? He wasn't incredibly decisive, didn't just straight up go for it. But what he is doing, Todd, is securing a 4th base. He's gonna go for Oracle number 5, why not?
Yeah, that's a 5th base actually, right above this, that he's taking with one more Stargates because...
What?
We heard you like Oracles, so we put some Oracles in your Oracles.
Todd, can you explain the lurker then? I mean, I know we're watching TLO and he's incredibly creative, but Lurkers against
What if he
Mass-
was to siege with mass spores and lurkers?
Yeah, I guess eventually. Yeah, I mean, there is nothing on the ground
Can you
anyway.
believe the creativity?
I really don't think he needs a Lurker Den right now against the 5 Stargates, no Warp Gate build from Haas. Sort of work
Haas knows the army
against
is elsewhere. He's gonna go for it. Look at that damage. That hatchery is gonna melt in 1 second. If he goes for it, chooses to go for the units as well. The mobility on these oracles is insane. And that hatchery is gonna be a thing of the past here.
Yep, that hatchery is going to fall. That means that right now TLO only has 2 bases. Maybe he's going to use Lurkers to kill the cannons, right? And then use Spore Crawlers to go forward.
Yeah.
But I feel that Haas could buy so much time for himself that TLO right now on these 2 hatcheries is in an absolute world of trouble.
Ooh, TLO, he might go around here. If he attacks into that 3rd base, it's one of the lesser protected ones.
It's gonna take forever before he gets close to the Stargates, though. I just really feel that Haas has so much time to build extra oracles. It's really important that TLO gets a couple of overseers as well, because you don't want to run into stasis traps. He's gonna be able to get 1 pine in there, but I think it's better to just ignore that base. This base, a lot of these oracles don't have energy, actually. I'm not sure if that's enough to kill the spores, as I feel a lot of them are super low, but it seems like they have a little bit of energy left. That is a lot of Hydralisk as well, though, Todd. I have no idea what's happening.
It's just a base trade. TLO realized he was not going to be able to take on this army in the long run with too many cannons. He attacked where there was not enough defense and he's going to start losing his bases almost as quick as he's taking them out across the map.
No
TLO
energy.
just kind of running around with his drones.
Look at the oracles, Todd. So many of them are completely out of energy. A few new oracles have showed up. A few oracles in the main base get picked off as well. So TLO does get on top of the Stargates. So he's going to be able to delay the oracle production for quite some time.
It's still 26 oracles against 53 Hydralisk right now.
Yeah.
TLO is destroying the main base of Haas. He's going to kill all of those targets very quickly. Haas is re-expanding elsewhere. He still has so many cannons here. On that one base right there.
Yeah, there are 30 cannons. Do you know how hard it is to kill 30 cannons with Hydralisk? Like, I don't care how good your engagement is or the concave, so to speak. Like, that's still going to be very awkward. 53 probes went down. At least he still has an overseer there, so he spots the stasis. But Todd, it's going to be very hard to take care of all these cannons. Maybe get behind the mineral line?
He has a far superior economy right now. TLO engaging into the cannons. Has reacting a little bit late. He's got his oracles across the map. The pylons go now empowering. They're going to be empowering all of these cannons here.
God.
TLO going for a kill move, noticing that the oracles were across the map with his creep in the middle and the vision that he had from that.
Well, that's a lot of oracles that are about to fly in. 36 Hydras against 23 oracles. The probes are going to help out a little bit as well. It seems like all the oracles have energy, and these Hydras, Todd, are melting away. And TLO just lost his entire army, and that's going to be it. Haas will advance to the playoffs of WCS Montreal. And TLO will once again be stranded in the round of 32. I think Haas thinks the game is still going on, but TLO is actually walking across the stage already. He's like, hey man, don't worry, I actually did leave the game. And Haas is like, yeah, did you? All right.